All right. I work with a lot of people on their stories, and these are, I'm not going to call these pet peeves, because there's nothing worse than a speaker that just gets up here just to talk about his pet peeves, but these are some of my pet peeves. One of them is hero fixation. And I've been writing speeches for executives for a long time, and very often they'll say, give me a story about Gandhi or Churchill or one of their great heroes. And you know, I got problems with hero stories for a variety of reasons. First of all, I question their relevance. It might be perfectly inspirational to hear about how Winston Churchill, through his stoic leadership, managed to guide Great Britain through the terror of the Blitz. But I think when your audience goes back to their everyday lives and they think, well, what would Winston Churchill do right now? And then they slap themselves and say, I'm not Winston Churchill. He's a genius. And the other thing is, I think these hero stories, they lack relevance to yourself. They're impersonal. The best stories come from our own experience, stories we've eyewitnessed, right? And I'll make an exception. Somebody had me write a story about Muhammad Ali. And it was a great story, but he had a connection. He was an amateur boxer. He was a big fan, and everybody knew that. So it worked for him, but generally avoid hero stories or major historical figures. Find ordinary, relatable heroes. They're all around us in the workplace and everywhere we go. The most relatable character for your story is someone who is similar in situation or circumstance or values to the audience you're communicating with. Talking to employees, tell a story about an employee. Talking to a customer, tell a story about a customer just like them.